I was born February 20th, 1995, in Terre Haute, Indiana. I grew up in a small town called Clinton, about 15 minutes south of Terre Haute. I grew up in Clinton with my mom, my dad, my brother, my cat, and my dog. I come from a pretty conservative family. Traditional norms are more important to my grandfather than anyone else. My parents stayed up to date with the current social norms, though. Growing up, I was exposed to different things. The town I come from isn't the wealthiest. I went to public schools, so I was exposed to different social inequalities. I learned that there is constant conflict between the haves and the have-nots, the poor kids being the have-nots and the wealthy kids being the haves. This could be viewed from a conflict perspective. My parents didn't want me going to private schools growing up because they wanted me to understand and recognize different demographics. When my brother and I were born, my mom considered quitting her job to raise my brother and I. She was always career-driven before then. My mom decided to keep her job because we could not afford it financially. My dad made the most money compared to my mom. My family was considered upper middle class when both of my parents had jobs. My dad worked as a lineman for 19 years, but then he lost his job due to alcoholism. My mom and dad soon got divorced after that. As I got older, I took on different roles because I had to. I had to grow up fast. My grandma, who was very influential in my life, passed away. After she died, I had to try and be strong for my mom because my dad wasn't around. Soon after my grandma passed, my mom developed a severe medical condition. I had to sacrifice a lot to take care of her in high school, but I don't regret it. Not only did I have the role of son, student, brother, I also had the role of caretaker. If I didn't occupy these roles, my immediate family could not function correctly. This could be viewed from a functionalist perspective. When I was in high school, I didn't have many friends. I had a few good friends, but that's it. Because I come from such a small town, my high school is very cliquey. If I didn't dress or act a certain way, I was made fun of for it. Because my mom and dad were not born and raised in Clinton, it was hard for me and my brother to make friends. My master status did not truly reflect who I was. This reminds me of my favorite quote from The Breakfast Club. Dear Mr. Vernon, we accept the fact that we had to sacrifice a whole Saturday in detention for whatever it was we did wrong. What we did was wrong, but we think you're crazy to make us write an essay telling you who we think we are. You see us as you want to see us, in the simplest terms, the most convenient definitions, but what we found out is that each one of us is a brain, and an athlete, and a basket case, a princess, and a criminal. Does that answer your question? Sincerely yours, The Breakfast Club. People are going to see what they want. It doesn't matter how much you try to change yourself. I didn't care to change because I knew that I would have a brand new life after high school. My junior year of high school, I was picked to go to Hoosier Boys State. There I met many types of people who had similar and different beliefs than I did. There we all came together to try to understand one another. There I was picked out of 500 students for the Frank McHale Scholarship. It was a memorable moment in my life because the people who picked me saw something that other people didn't. It showed that I was a well-rounded individual. From a symbolic interactionist perspective, my experiences that I have had with my peers and my family shape the person who I am. I would not be who I am or where I am without the love and support of my family, and I appreciate everything that they have done for me.